For us, it's always very refreshing to get the outsider's perspective and to say, wow, this is actually something that works really well. We didn't know we were making such a great title. We were just doing our best to create a kick-ass title.
I receive at least an email or message or two a day asking for updates to Jak or Jak 4, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but there's no reason to send it to me because I no longer have any control over it. And people know that. It's not like they think I still work at Naughty Dog. So the demand for this is big.
I don't know what else there is to say. I actually want to go play them.
They say all this, so you could assume that they actually want to go back to making the next Jak game. But how good is it actually going to be? They said they were going to take away Daxter and Jak's ears, and that's not Jak at all. And there's been a lot of new people working at Naughty Dog recently. Most of the other guys who worked on the Jak games kind of quit because they didn't get how to use the new tools for Uncharted. So who knows, is it a good idea that Naughty Dog should make the next Jak game, or maybe someone else should do it, because like they don't seem to know what they're doing anymore. I know if Jason Rubin was still working there, he'd make it for sure. Do they think the next Jak game is like kiddish, that no one's gonna buy it because all the other Jak fans grew up or something? Well, we still want it, Naughty Dog. A lot of people still want it, but they did postpone it because they knew it was gonna be a good because they knew it was gonna be a disservice. So maybe they do care a little bit. It would have to be really good though. I mean, like, they took such a big break. It's been a long time since they made a Jak game, so they probably just don't know how to do it. I mean, they have like new tools and people and everything. Sly took this break too, but I don't think there are any problems with Sucker Punch. And it's a different company that's making it too, and they clearly know what they're doing. If the next Jak game's coming out, it'd have to be really, really good. I mean, if they have the power to create the Jak games before, and they have the power to create like Uncharted 3 and The Last of Us, especially Uncharted 3. I mean, those games are really, really good in terms of like quality and graphics and storytelling and all that. If they can do that, then just imagine what Jak 4 would be. Just imagine Jak doing this. It would pretty much be the ultimate platformer. Now, Jak in PlayStation All-Stars or PlayStation Move Heroes, it doesn't mean that Jak 4 is coming. But Sony has been advertising Jak lately. So maybe Sony actually is trying to get kids to know Jak so they can release Jak 4 later on.
It must have something to do with this new eco we found.
Really? I'd say I was my usual spectacular self, same as always.
And this concept area here is actually based on Bob Refe's drawings, which he was trying to get into the first Jak and Daxter game. So behind the scenes they could be experimenting on the areas of Jak 4. They haven't announced this or said anything, but the studio could be doing this themselves. They don't tell us everything, and they wouldn't want us to know. Naughty Dog's not stupid. They've been working on The Last of Us for 2 years and nobody knew until Uncharted 3 was released, so they're pretty good at keeping secrets. They could have probably started Jak 4 development after Uncharted 3 was done, and The Last of Us team was probably just finishing up. Now that The Last of Us team is done, then what can they be working on? Another new IP? The Last of Us 2? Or maybe they're gonna go back to work on Jak 4. Jak 4, it's not gonna come out soon, but it will come out. I even read somewhere that some of the concepts of Jak 4 made it into The Last of Us, since Jak 4 wasn't released and it was replaced by The Last of Us. It's gonna be a good game. It will come out. I mean, Ratchet's already here, Sly's coming back, so Sony knows it's Jak's turn.
Weasel creature just call me a sidekick?
Weasel creature!
Maybe it's time someone taught you some manners.